Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Alina, and today I'll guide you through important health tips to help you feel confident and informed. Many men focus only on stamina, but real control begins with a hidden muscle group called the pelvic floor. These muscles sit at the base of your pelvis and support your bladder, bowel, and reproductive organs. When these muscles are weak, control becomes inconsistent and endurance may decline. A strong pelvic floor improves stability, timing control, and confidence. Here's a side-by-side comparison of weak versus strong muscle contraction. First, let's understand how to correctly identify this muscle group. To locate it once, try stopping urine mid-flow, but only for identification, not as a habit. Now let's begin with the foundational exercise known as the basic Kegel. Squeeze the pelvic floor gently, hold for 5 seconds, and then relax for 5 seconds. Repeat this 10 times, ensuring you breathe normally throughout the exercise. Avoid tightening your abdomen, thighs, or glute muscles during the contraction. Before performing pelvic floor exercises correctly, we must clearly identify the exact muscle group involved. Many men mistakenly tighten their abdomen or thighs instead of the pelvic floor. Watch this 3D animation. The right side shows incorrect contraction, a gentle upward lift of the pelvic floor, like a hammock. To locate the right muscle, imagine stopping urine flow midstream. Watch as the bladder fills and the pelvic floor contracts to stop the flow. The muscle fibers contract inward and upward, strengthening the pelvic floor. Now let's begin with a slow contraction. Hold the contraction gently for 3 seconds. The fiber tension visualization shows stable support under the bladder. Now slowly release and allow complete relaxation. Quick contractions improve reflex control. The muscle responds quickly, like elastic support. Combine slow holds and quick pulses for balanced strength. This builds endurance and improves reflexes. You can see the pelvic muscle visibly thicken and improve. Consistency is key. With regular practice, noticeable improvement can occur within 4 weeks. Consistency and correct technique are the keys to long-term control. Breathing technique plays a major role in activating the pelvic floor correctly. As you inhale, the diaphragm descends. On exhale, the pelvic floor lifts upward in coordination. Holding your breath creates pressure that weakens muscle control. This pressure forces the pelvic floor downward. This can lead to a loss of control. Always exhale during contraction. Let me show you with a 3D model. As you exhale, air exits the lungs, the diaphragm rises, and the pelvic floor contracts upwards smoothly. Let's perform the exercise in a seated position. First, contract your pelvic floor muscles. Hold the contraction. While contracting, maintain a straight spine for proper alignment. Now try the same contraction while standing. As you rise, gravity pulls down on the pelvic floor. You must lift the muscles upward, countering that force. This strengthens the support system. The pelvic floor activates automatically when you cough. Bladder pressure spikes during the cough. The pelvic muscle reflexively contracts to prevent leakage. As strength improves, endurance increases. Muscle fibers become thicker and denser. Bladder support improves visually. Muscle cross-section enlarges slightly. Overtraining can cause muscle fatigue. Muscle fibers tremble and fatigue, as this heat map shows. The red indicates strain. Rest is essential. You can practice discreetly during daily activities. For example, while driving.
Just contract and relax your pelvic muscles, or at your desk.
It's easy to incorporate. Strong pelvic floor muscles improve control, stability, and confidence. Here's a 3D visualization of strengthened pelvic structure supported firmly with a healthy glow indicating improved function. Now let's improve endurance. Hold the contraction for 10 full seconds without tightening your abdomen. Great. Now slowly release and relax the muscle completely. Fast contractions improve reflex control. Rapid microcontractions cause muscle fibers to flicker rhythmically. The bladder pressure graph stabilizes as the pulses continue. Pelvic floor works together with your deep core muscles. Transverse abdominis activates lightly. Pelvic floor and core create a supportive internal cylinder. Spine alignment improves visually. Strong pelvic muscles protect during sudden movements. With consistent training, bladder control becomes stronger. The bladder gradually fills. The muscle maintains upward support. This prevents leaks. Muscle strength also depends on nerve signaling. Electrical nerve impulses travel to the pelvic muscles. With training, these signals become brighter and faster. This progression enhances overall muscle strength. Exercise improves blood circulation in the pelvic region. This 3D model shows how blood vessels expand, allowing more oxygen-rich blood to flow. The red and blue streamlines highlight this increased oxygen delivery. Recovery is just as important as contraction. Here, the muscle relaxes fully, releasing tension. This creates a balanced contraction-relaxation cycle. This balance is essential for muscle health. Train 5 days a week, rest 2 days. This calendar shows the training days highlighted in green. This progression bar demonstrates how muscle strength increases with consistency. Stick to the plan. With proper technique and consistency, you regain control and confidence. This results in a fully strengthened pelvic floor structure and a balanced pressure system. This clean visualization shows the healthy glow of regained confidence. Let's understand the difference between weak and trained pelvic floor muscles. Weak muscles sag downward under pressure from the bladder. In contrast, trained muscles provide a strong upward lift and support. This prevents issues like incontinence. Weak muscles fatigue quickly. Their contractions become unstable, which you can see here. This also causes bladder pressure to fluctuate. This is a key indicator. Consistency changes muscle structure over time. Let's see how it evolves from week 1 to week 8. Muscle thickness gradually increases, and fiber density becomes stronger and brighter. Avoid tightening your thighs or holding your breath. Wrong technique. Thigh muscles activate. Breath indicator freezes. Now, the correct method. Relax your thighs. This is the proper technique. Exhale gently while contracting. This allows the lungs to expand fully as the pelvic muscles lift. This action stabilizes your internal pressure. Let's practice together. You can train even while standing. Let's look at this 3D model. The pelvic muscles activate subtly, aligning the spine and improving posture. Use these muscles before coughing or lifting. The pelvic floor activates preemptively. Pressure is absorbed safely. Improved muscle control supports better performance and control. The pelvic muscles contract with precise timing, as visualized here. This ensures stable nerve signals and blood flow for optimal function. The mind-muscle connection increases precision. Electrical impulses travel from the brain to the muscles. This improves response speed and muscle control. Precision is enhanced. Train smart, stay consistent, regain control. Strength is important, but endurance is what truly builds control. Pelvic floor muscles contain both fast and slow twitch fibers. Fast twitch fibers activate rapidly, slow twitch fibers sustain contraction. This dual structure is key to their function. Regular activation improves circulation in the pelvic region. This highlights arteries and veins, enhancing blood flow. Flow becomes smoother and more consistent, expanding microvessels. This demonstrates the physiological benefits. Better control means better nerve regulation. Pelvic nerve pathways glow lightly, signal transmission becomes stable and rhythmic. Impulse timing improves. This leads to better overall function. Hormonal balance also influences muscle response. For example, testosterone enhances muscle responsiveness. This indicator shows a slight increase. It's a precise scientific process. With age, muscle tone naturally decreases, unless trained. Here's the timeline. Muscle gradually weakens. Then training reverses the decline. Firmness is restored. Excess abdominal pressure can weaken pelvic support. Here, the pressure pushes down, straining the pelvic floor. But trained muscles can stabilize this pressure. Your posture directly affects pelvic muscle activation. A slouched posture weakens the muscles. A straight spine improves their engagement. Maintain alignment for better pelvic health. Chronic stress tightens muscles abnormally. Here's the stress indicator graph rising. The muscle stays in an overcontracted state. Now relaxation breathing normalizes the tone. Control is not about force, it's about precision. Now let's structure a progressive pelvic floor training plan. In weeks 1 and 2, perform 5-second holds. In weeks 3 and 5, do 10-second controlled endurance contraction. Beginners should start with short, gentle contractions. The muscle contracts lightly at around 40% intensity. The visual gauge stays moderate. Then, a smooth release. Advanced training includes rapid pulse contractions, quick rhythmic contractions, pulse wave animations synchronized with muscle activation. Precision maintained. Always coordinate your breathing with muscle activation. Inhale, muscle relaxed. Exhale, muscle lifts upward. Airflow and muscle motion synced perfectly. Train not only lying down, but also while standing. Observe how the pelvic support engages against gravity. The muscles hold tension effectively in both positions. This builds strength for daily function. Functional strength means using control during daily activities.
My pelvic muscles stabilize my core as I walk. They also stabilize my core when I lift this light object.
This internal stabilization is key for preventing injury. Avoid excessive tightening. Balance is essential. Observe what happens when a muscle overcontracts too tightly. This creates strain, shown by the red indicator. Now, a balanced contraction restores normal tone. Recovery time is just as important as contraction. During recovery, muscle fibers relax fully. Blood flow increases, delivering nutrients for healing. This allows for regeneration and repair. Developing awareness is the foundation of control. Observe the brain-to-muscle pathway. The signal travels smoothly. The muscle responds precisely and calmly. This is the power of awareness. Let me now give you a simple daily pelvic floor routine. Morning activation prepares your muscles for the entire day. Midday pulses maintain neuromuscular responsiveness. Quick rhythmic contractions, neural signal flashes from brain to pelvic floor. Stable and controlled pulse rhythm. Evening endurance builds long-term control. Observe this 10-second steady contraction. The fibers stabilize and hold without shaking. This principle applies to all muscle groups. Never hold your breath during a contraction. This is what happens when you hold your breath. The flow stops. Instead, maintain a steady breathing flow, like this. This helps manage the pain. Over-tightening reduces efficiency. This 3D model shows the difference. Excess tension is shown in red. Balance contraction is shown in blue. Pelvic floor works with your deep core muscles. The transverse abdominis and pelvic floor activate together for coordinated stabilization. This creates a stable foundation for the body. Proper activation improves local blood circulation. Oxygen delivery increases. Tissue vitality improves visually. Consistency builds physical and psychological confidence. Neural pathways strengthen. Muscle tone improves gradually. Posture becomes upright and stable. Within weeks, measurable improvement becomes visible. At week 1, we build awareness of the condition. By week 3, you gain better control. Week 6 shows noticeable improvement, leading to strong endurance by week 12. Advanced pelvic training uses something called biofeedback. A sensor is placed near the pelvic floor. Muscle contractions are converted into a digital signal graph. Biofeedback helps you see muscle activity in real time. The waveform rises during contraction, it shows a flat line during relaxation, and green indicators confirm correct engagement. This strengthens your brain-to-muscle communication. A neural pathway lights up from the brain to the pelvic floor. The signal becomes stronger and faster. This improves muscle control and coordination. Control improves not just physically, but in real-life situations. Strong pelvic muscles reduce stress-related tension. Visualize a stress spike. It's intense and red. Now, add controlled breathing and pelvic contraction. See how it transforms to a calm blue, a powerful way to manage daily stress. Hormonal balance also affects muscle responsiveness. This graph shows how stabilizing testosterone levels can lead to improved muscle tone. You can see the visual difference in muscle responsiveness before and after. With age, muscle tone naturally declines. This 3D comparison shows the difference between young and aging muscle fibers. With training, consistent exercise is key to maintaining muscle health. Your posture directly influences pelvic control. A slouched posture leads to weak muscle activation. In contrast, an upright posture provides strong activation. Remember this simple principle for better health. Better circulation improves endurance capacity. Enhanced oxygen delivery, muscle fibers sustain contraction longer. Clinical studies confirm significant improvement with consistent training. Our 3D research data shows a clear increase in positive outcomes, and this progress curve demonstrates sustained advancement over time. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments below. Your support helps us share more useful health tips with everyone.